At a time when rhetoric and philosophy were at war, the great thinkers of the time decided to debate over what is best for the greater good. This is one side to that story. Plato, the father of philosophy, tells a story of his teacher Socrates overcoming the great sophists/orators of the time. This is a story that questions a man's nobility and the purpose of life. Does one attempt to fulfill desires or seek the truth? Basically, the theme of this great debate is whether or not rhetoric is corrupt because it relies on one's power to persuade any subject matter and not the truth. Basically, the dark side of rhetoric. Just think of this guy.
No, not that one.
Oh, I mean this guy.
Plato wrote this dialogue to praise his teacher as well as philosophy and refute the sophists. Now, let's see how this plays out.
Socrates and Plato attend a party at a politician Callicles' crib. The host's fellow sophist, Gorgias, and his student Polus are in attendance as well. Gorgias decides to get preachy and say that rhetoric is awesome because
it is the art or faculty which can take any subject matter and present it persuasively.
On that note, Socrates replies that rhetoric then produces belief and requires no knowledge.
Rhetoric is a knack and at best an art.
Polus then comes to the aid of his teacher. He argues that the greater good is power. Socrates argues that rhetoric is of no use in this world because it is not an academic discipline based on universal principles.
But rhetoric can be used to defend the innocent in court.
Is it better to be wronged or to do wrong and get away with it? Defending the innocent is useless because it is noble to suffer injustice, as it expands the soul.
Wow.
This is where Callicles steps in.
But dog, rhetoric is a means to the power that fulfills desires. I must keep learning to become the best version of myself.
What role shall rhetoric play in making life meaningful? Is the pursuit of glory superior to a philosophical life of truth? Political rhetoric blinds the orator of what dialectic can reveal.
Y'all, forget you. I'm out. Doses.
I'm just speaking the truth. Rhetoric is concerned with the appearance in the city. Philosophy is concerned with knowledge in the afterworld. Thus, only philosophy can bring you to your true nature and to the true world. In this epic conclusion, we find that philosophy triumphs over rhetoric because one cannot truly speak or do that which they do not know. When the afterworld judges criminals, the punishment will be more severe than any mortal one, and a pursuit of worldly desires disrupts the path of truth in the afterlife. So, how do we remember why Socrates thinks philosophy is better than rhetoric? Think of Anakin from Star Wars. Remember this phrase: Anakin fell asleep studying and woke up in jail on a cloudy day. To remember that one must study to be good, think of Anakin being discovered by Qui-Gon for his natural ability to use the Force and wanting to nurture it.
Training to become a Jedi is not an easy challenge. May the Force be with you.
Qui-Gon was doing his best to make sure that Annie understood that becoming a Jedi will require hard work and sacrifice, as with any discipline. To remember that criminals will be severely punished in the afterlife, think about when Obi-Wan leaves a limbless Anakin to die on Mustafar.
You were my brother, Anakin! I loved you!
The face that Obi gives Anakin almost says, "You are already going to suffer enough." To remember that rhetoric clouds the vision of truth, think of the crimes Anakin commits in order to save Padme.
Not even the younglings survived.
Anakin was so preoccupied with his love for Padme that he ignored the ethics and morals of being a Jedi. Hopefully, the keywords studying, jail, and cloudy will remind you of the arguments themselves, and putting them in the context of Anakin is relating the dialogue to a story you already know. Thanks for watching. Happy studying.